Hi guys, thanks for looking in on this video. It's rescue training we're going to be talking about just briefly here. That comes in all different shapes and sizes. It depends on whether you're talking about, it may be the part 2 you want a bit of help with, part 3, or it could even be a check test. You might have just failed a check test, so it's anything really. Yeah?
Yep, totally agree with that.
So basically, how do you go about what is rescue training? Rescue training, like we said, it's when you've had a few attempts at something and you suddenly realise you need help. It's quite sad when that happens because often it's an afterthought, and you may have you might be invited back for a check test and got it in just a couple of weeks' time, which doesn't really give you any chance to put things right. So the earlier you recognise the problem, the better. Get in touch as soon as you think things aren't going right. With your part 3, if you're halfway through your training, or you've had one attempt and it's not going right and you feel you still don't understand it, then pick the phone up and speak to somebody else. There's nothing wrong with getting a bit of advice on the phone, is there?
I think one of the most important things is actually being able to recognise that something isn't right. And it's not always saying that the training that you're getting is wrong, it's just that maybe you and your trainer don't click. So if that is the case with you, and that you don't feel comfortable in that learning environment, then a second opinion can always help as well. So it's not just about, oh, I've failed twice, I've got my last attempt booked. We need to know you before that, really, because in that situation everything's going against you. You're going to be a bit desperate, and that's
definitely
not an ideal situation.
No. And the good thing to do is when you pick the phone up and speak to us, if you've got the test sheet to hand, like if you've done a part 3 and you've got a report there, then discuss it with us over the phone, and sometimes we just point you in the right direction. It may be that you do know the stuff already, it's just a different point of view, somebody talking to you about it. For instance, do you know what levels of instruction are, or the control of a lesson? It might be things like that have knocked your grades down, and by talking about it we can
And obviously on that part 3 attempt, the SE will have gone through, will have given you a debrief, and it may be at that point that you suddenly think, oh my gosh, now I understand why didn't I do that on the day. Could be test nerves, but just give us a call, because either Chris or I are very, very happy to talk to you over the telephone, or on Skype, and ring you back at a time that suits you. The other thing that we are going to be doing that's going to go along with our rescue training is we're going to be arranging, we realise that some people might be coming to us from a distance, so we're offering a residential rescue training as well. So we're going to be researching some local bed and breakfasts that we think are good enough to stay in, and you could then spend a good 5 hours per day training with us. Any more than that, and I think it's a bit much. However, if you want more than that, then we can arrange something. So don't be afraid, just give us a call. You think about yourself, put yourself first. You need this to help you achieve your dream.